What if God trusted your faith enough to let everything fall apart? Imagine waking up wealthy, respected, surrounded by family, and going to bed the same day with nothing. No children. No health. No answers. Your friends say you deserve it. Your wife tells you to give up. And heaven stays silent. Would you still trust God? This is not a story about punishment. This is the story of Job, a man declared righteous by God himself, yet allowed to suffer like no other. Job lived in the land of Uz. He was not only wealthy, he was righteous. Scripture describes him as blameless and upright, a man who feared God and turned away from evil. His life was full. He had 7 sons and 3 daughters. His home was busy, joyful, and blessed. Job loved his children deeply. After their feasts, he would rise early to offer sacrifices on their behalf, saying, "Perhaps my children have sinned in their hearts." His faith was not loud, but it was consistent. Quiet obedience. Daily reverence. But far beyond Job's awareness, a conversation unfolded in heaven. The Bible reveals a moment when Satan appeared before God. God pointed to Job, not with suspicion, but with pride. "Have you considered my servant Job?" God asked. "There is none like him on the earth." Satan replied with accusation. He claimed Job only loved God because of protection and blessing. Remove the hedge, Satan argued, and Job would curse God. God allowed the test, but with limits. Then, in a single devastating day, Job's world collapsed. A messenger arrived, breathless. Job's oxen were stolen. His servants were killed. Another followed, fire from the sky consumed his sheep. Another came, raiders took his camels. And finally, the message no parent ever wants to hear. All 10 of Job's children were dead. The house where they gathered collapsed in a storm. Not one survived. Job tore his robe. He shaved his head. He fell to the ground in grief. Yet he did not curse God. Instead, he spoke words that echo through eternity. "The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." Still, the testing was not finished. Satan returned, claiming physical pain would destroy Job's faith. God allowed Job's body to be struck, but spared his life. Painful sores covered Job from head to toe. His skin burned. His strength faded. He sat among ashes, scraping his wounds with broken pottery. Job's wife, overwhelmed by grief and despair, spoke in anguish. "Do you still hold fast to your integrity?" she asked. "Curse God and die." Job answered her gently, yet firmly. "Shall we receive good from God, and not trouble also?" 3 friends came to visit, Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar. At first, they wept with him. They sat in silence. But eventually, their compassion turned into accusation. They insisted Job must have sinned. They argued suffering always means guilt. Over and over, they spoke confidently, and wrongly. Job defended his integrity. He did not claim perfection. But he refused false blame. He cried out for understanding. He questioned God. He lamented. He pleaded. Yet through all his pain, Job never abandoned God. And then, God spoke. Not with explanations. Not with reasons. But with questions. "Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Have you commanded the morning? Can you bind the stars?" Job realized something deeper than answers. God was not cruel. God was not absent. God was sovereign. Humbled, Job replied, "Surely I spoke of things I did not understand. My ears had heard of you, but now my eyes have seen you." God restored Job. His health returned. His wealth doubled. His family was renewed. And God rebuked Job's friends, not Job, for misrepresenting him. The story did not end in ashes. It ended in restoration. The story of Job teaches us that faith is not proven by blessings, but by trust in silence. Job shows us that God may not always explain himself, but he never abandons his own. Sometimes, the miracle is not escape from suffering, but the strength to endure it. And that is the echo of Job's faith. Still speaking today. If this story inspired you, please like, share and comment. Be blessed.